Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. Genesis 1:26 through 27. God's story opens by framing how he designed creation. Genesis 1:1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." We can't overlook some truths in this statement. First, the Bible is not a book that is begging the reader to believe God exists. 2 Timothy 3:16 through 17 says, God is the one who revealed his story as recorded in the Bible. The fact that the Bible exists. This fact should lead readers to believe God exists. When I send my wife a text message, I don't have to prove to her that I exist. The fact I texted her is evidence enough that I am alive and communicating to her through my text message. The Bible is similar to him texting us, sharing with us insights about his story. The idea that God does not exist is a modern phenomenon that has only been popular a couple hundred years. Throughout human history, cultures, ethnicities, and people groups all over the world had a belief in one or many supreme beings who ruled over them. This truth is supported by Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity into man's heart, yet so that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. Solomon, the writer of this passage, says God has put in every heart a desire to understand what our existence and work means. We know there is something and or someone beyond us who is eternal. In our life, we strive to please the one who is eternal and gives us meaning for living. This someone is God. The prophet Jeremiah testified in Jeremiah 10:10 that the Lord is the true God. He is the living God and the everlasting King. Psalm 147:5 declares that his understanding is beyond measure. But because of our sin, instead of pursuing the only true and living God who cannot be fully understood, we often create gods that we can understand and even control. When these false gods no longer quench our quest for the eternal, there are times we conclude an eternal God must not exist. However, we must realize that we're arrogant to come to such a conclusion without exhaustively or totally examining all the evidence. It is impossible for one human mind to possess all the knowledge that has ever existed, is existing, and will exist in the future. No one person can say they have examined all of knowledge in order to then determine no God exists. A total embrace of all knowledge will always be outside of the grasp of humans. When people say there is no God, they have simply stopped being diligent in their research, rather than accepting God's claim as being full of truth. Romans 1:18 through 23 informs us how God's existence is made evident every time we connect with the nature that he created. One way to understand this natural evidence of God's existence is to look at the clothes we wear, the shoes we put on, and even the electronic devices.